Welcome back, everyone. It is January 19th, 1942, and our continuing struggle against the Empire of Japan. Let's see what this turn has in store for us today. It looks like we're starting out with a little bit of bombardment. Again, I've ran these French destroyers up to Reval just to do a little bombardment of this airfield here, and hopefully catch some planes on the ground. Let's see how they do after they go through their bombardments. Talked about these before. These are either Fantasque or Morgador class French destroyers, extremely fast, extremely capable French destroyer leaders that were built to take out Italian light cruisers. And they do a masterful job destroying Zeros on the ground, Bettys on the ground, damaging a lot of airframes, and doing really, really good runway hits. This is probably the best runway hit performance I've ever seen from destroyers. 72 runway hits, nearly shutting down that airfield. Great job, guys. I love those French destroyers, I really do. SS Tambor finds light cruiser Notori, but does not score hits. SS Tambor, of course, is an American submarine using the Mark 14 torpedo, which is notoriously unreliable. And early war like this into 1943, we're going to get a lot of situations like that where we launch the torpedoes, but nothing happens because they have about a 90% dud rate. And we're onto the AM air phase with a few sweeps. We have some over Singapore. And let's see what happens here. We take it to Oscar for no losses. Bombing on the Philippines again, just keeping my fort suppressed so I can't build more. And for the first time, he's coming after Palembang. This is going to be problematic for him for this particular raid, just because I have a lot of fighters at Palembang, pretty much everything that used to be at Singapore. Now, as he starts to do sweeps on Palembang, I'll have some additional troubles, but for now, I think I'm going to be able to get through these Zeros to these Sallies. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Easily fend them off. I do lose 3 planes to those Zeros, and down 1 Zero and 2 Sallies in the exchange. So Zeros still very, very capable, really better than anything I have in this particular theater. My P-38s up top are probably a little bit better. And we're bombing Samarinda. Again, I'm just going after this ground force, trying to disable it a little bit, weaken its combat value as he tries to take this hex from me. We have a sweep over Singapore, for no effect, and we're back to the bombing over the Philippines, and of course bombing over Guam, which finally I think is ready to fall. I think it's telling that I'm ready for Guam to fall as well, not just my opponent. Like, it's been long enough, guys. You can throw in the torch. Bombing on Singapore, and it looks like my fighters get handled pretty easily by that Oscar escort. Yeah, and I lose one of my B-33-9Bs. Really poor aircraft. My British pools are pretty low. In a month or so, I'll have enough Hurricanes that I can get everything converted over into some better planes. And we're on to the night phase, or evening phase, so we have another amphibious landing at Guam. Coastal guns are still in the action. He's landing more troops here to try to take the hex. And he can do that if he wants. He'll have no problem after he lands those troops, I'm sure. A little bombardment at Clark. I'm just kind of looking through his what he brought here. You'll see this 1st Special Assault Division. Again, this is a focus-specific edition, which is a very tough LCU that starts at Camara Bay, making it easy to bring over to the Philippines, easy to bring over to Malaya, and he loses some guns, I lose some troops. I think I came out on the better end of this deal, because he loses 8 vehicles. And bombardment at Guam. And bombardment at Manila. What confuses me, he has, what, 1,000 AV here at Manila, he has about 2,000 AV, I think, here at Clark Field. If he combine them into one force, he could take either one of these bases, I think, without too much trouble, but instead he's spread out into these two heavily defended hexes, when he really should be concentrating on one, but that's just my opinion. They attack Samarinda. 2-to-1 odds. I still come out, looks like, ahead on casualties with 21 of his squads disabled. But it reduces my forts to 1. 2-to-1 odds. Samarinda is not going to hold up too much longer, which means I need to start ferrying out my aircraft so they do not get destroyed. I'll also probably start the process of picking up those base forces with my Catalinas and Dorniers, and recover a cadre of those forces back to Java. And that's it for the turn. Short turn today. That's not a bad thing. But I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Take care.